I am Aaron, David's son. It is often said that any parent's greatest wish is that their children experience a better life than they themselves had. In the case of my father, with help from my mother, this wish came true. My parents provided my sister and me with a stable home and the resources necessary to pursue our own dreams. During my high school years, I remember receiving a Commodore 64 computer with a floppy disk drive that my father had ordered. I'm not sure how hard I was lobbying for one at the time, but there it was, and I used it every day. It's just one of the things that from my formative years that helped shape my future career choice. I'd like to think that I was able to finish some of the items that my father felt were unfulfilled in his own life. He dabbled in the Boy Scouts and prodded me into doing the same. We spent many weekends away in Wisconsin, hiking through mud, sleeping in tents and caves. I was able to stick with the program and was awarded the rank of Eagle Scout just before my 18th birthday. My father graduated from the University of Illinois at Champaign-Urbana with a degree in the liberal arts. I too attended Champaign and earned my own engineering degrees. As I grew to learn, my father's Bachelor of Liberal Arts was the only liberal thing about him. He taught my sister and me right and wrong. He spent countless hours on the phone talking with his friends about the world and its problems. Our last father-son activity occurred around 2003 when I took him to see Rush Limbaugh speak at the Chicago Theater. Although my father grew up as a hippie, he lived a life of responsibility. While attending graduate school in the 1990s, I remember listening to WLS Talk Radio. It was well after midnight when a caller named David from Martin Grove was on the line. The topic was medical care and letting people move on if they so chose. I didn't know my father actually called into those types of shows, and I certainly wasn't expecting to hear his voice that night. I don't remember the exact words, but he basically said that if he couldn't take care of himself, he didn't want to be a burden on others. So I know he must have struggled as his illness grew, balancing his own pain and the pain of others would experience with his loss. Some 5 years ago, I thought we had lost him then. He was having an operation to remove his kidney. My mother, sister, and I spent the whole morning in the waiting room. Hours later, the doctor came to talk to us. The doctor had a very serious look on his face and immediately directed us into a private conference room. I, of course, thought something had gone wrong. But after the door closed and we sat down, he told us the surgery went as planned and that my father was in the recovery room. So inside my head, I was screaming, "Dude, you could have told us this in the waiting room, stupid Hippo office." My father was able to be around to see his children grow into adulthood, which is a luxury not every family experiences. This surgery wouldn't be the last one, but it provided some extra time for my father to witness a few more chapters in his children's lives. In this respect, I hope he saw that our story had a happy ending and that he continues to watch the sequels from above. Thank you, Dad.